Hi everybody, welcome back to Why Kim. Please subscribe because I need you and you need me. And comment down below, I don't need that, but do it anyway. I want you to picture an analogy, an allegory, a story of the human condition and see if we can relate it to ourselves in this world and what we think is true and what is opinion and illusion. Picture a group of prisoners trapped, and they've grown up all their life in a cave, sitting on these seats. They cannot even turn their heads. In front of them is a wall in the cave, and behind them is another wall with people behind it, and a fire, bright burning fire behind them, casting shadows onto the wall in front of the prisoners. These shadows that the puppets, the people behind the wall, are projecting on, this is all the prisoners have known their whole life. They've only known the stories, the opinions and illusions of the shadows. They talk between themselves, they have disputes, disagreements, and opinions and beliefs about the way things are. They've lived their whole life there with these shadows on the cave wall, delivered to them by the puppets, the puppet masters, that they don't even know that's there. The puppet masters talk and speak, and the prisoners think that these voices that they hear are voices of the real world. The real world to them is the shadows on the wall speaking. Now, what will happen if one day one of the prisoners is dragged out of their seat and turned and shown the puppets behind the wall and the fire? The fire will hurt their eyes. They will struggle with the light of the fire. And the puppet masters will tell them, this is actually an image. This is actually the real people. This is more real than what you were living with in your human condition with the shadows on the wall. This is what we've been doing to cast the shadows on the wall. But wait, there's more. There's a steep ascent that goes beyond and up out of the cave, past the fire, and out into this world with the sun shining bright, the trees, animals and people. This is reality, the world that you know it, Why Kim community. So they drag him up this ascent out into the real world and put him on the ground, put them on the ground. It takes days and days for this person to get used to the light, to the sun. They have to first comprehend the images from the water, the shadows and colors first, and then eventually, after days of getting used to being in the real world with the sun, they see the sun and they understand finally that the sun gives power to all of life. They finally have knowledge about reality. They have now proper knowledge. So what do we do with this person? Well, according to the ancient Greek theory, we need to talk that person in to going back down to the prisoners, his fellow ex-prisoners. Convince them. I know you're happy up here and you want to stay here because this is reality. I know that you want to stay here with knowledge as it is, true knowledge. But we must convince you to go back down and live back in the shadows with your fellow ex-prisoners and help them. He does not want to do it. They don't want to do it. But they're talked into it, and down back they go. But once they're there, they can't experience. Their human experience is not the same as it was before. All of the shadows and life as it was that they saw, it's not like that anymore. They can't even see the shadows properly anymore. They can't see that former image of reality. 2 images down of reality. It's not the same for them anymore. And they cannot have conversations with their fellow ex-prisoners. They don't understand what their fellow ex-prisoners are talking about. The fellow ex-prisoners will violently react and say to this person, that journey you went on was no good for you. You've come back completely crazy. And we don't trust you anymore. You've got this story about what reality is and what knowledge is, and you're telling us that our opinions about the world and events and the way things are just shadows on a wall. They will not have it. So what do we do? And what can this tell us about knowledge and about the world we live in? You could think about it like this, like a TV show or the media and the internet. You could look at it that way, Waikim community, as the illusions and shadows on the wall in what we grew up in since very little. That is all you know. This is what the ancient Greek theory partly is trying to tell us. We're going to have to delve more into this further, but comment down below and tell me what we should do. What should this person do once they're there, back down there? Sometimes they might even do something to them. They might kill them because they think they're crazy. How can we gain and climb that steep ascent back into reality? How can we do it? And does it make any sense? Comment down below. Tell me what you think of this. We're going to do another topic and delve more into other aspects of this. But for now, I will just leave you with this. The shadows on the wall is our life. The shadows on the wall are illusions, but we think it's real. And the conversations the prisoners are having with each other are their opinions on life. Little do they know that there is knowledge and reality that's above them. Waikim out.